And we're live. Hello and welcome to another episode of Matty Allin Live. I'm your host, Matty Allin. And today we're going to be talking about breaking news from Elon Musk. There's just been about 8 minutes ago, there was a $150,000 bid on his latest NFTweet, where he's making fun of selling NFTs. And we will also be talking about Hex and how there's $1.2 billion, 1.2 billion Hex sitting around waiting to see what happens with that Three Arrows capital. So I'll do a walkthrough on how to sell your tweets, because I'm sure you're going to want to get more ETH so you can turn it into Hex. And here's the intro. Hey everybody, welcome back. So I believe with the time change, the Hexologist is going to be going an hour later than usual. So great to have you with me here. And I know that this is a topic that I've wanted to report on for a while now, because it's so incredible how people are selling their tweets. I never thought I would live to see the day, but here we are. So the first thing I have to show you is a Beanie Baby that I bought using Bitcoin 3 or 4 years ago. And the reason why I wanted to show you this is to show you that it's just a joke. All this stuff, collectibles on the blockchain aren't really a thing. Once upon a time, Beanie Babies, they had their value, and then the rug got pulled, right? From everybody who spent the most on a Princess Diana bear, or I'm not really sure what this guy is. I think it's like an NFL, NHL. But we got a lot of news here. So I want to say hello to the chat. Hey, Jonathan Navarro. Hey, Finbear. Hex Kai, what's going on? Hexalted. Good to see you guys. And still lots more people joining us. So Elon Musk has been selling his tweets. And I'm going to do a screen share here and break it down for you to show you the ones I've been bidding on and what his latest ones are. So as you can see here, he's posted a video. He said, I'm selling this song about NFTs as an NFT. And I don't think you can hear it, and I don't want to get the YouTubes taken down, but it is not worth $150,000 in my opinion. But that's what somebody just bid on it 19 minutes ago. And it's basically, it sounds like really generic techno, like house music. Hey, Tech Dolphin, how's it going? Unhacksable. So I want to say that this is probably the Elon tweet that has gotten the biggest bid so far. Of course, since the NFT craze started a week or two ago, we had one NFT sell for $69 million at Christie's, which is an old school auction house that is now in the business. And so I believe the artist's name was Beetle or something. And Hey, Big Pep, how's it going? I was just watching your stream. Beeple, well, here he is, popping up on the Twitter feed of tweets that we can buy. So Beeple has been verified by Twitter, and that is the artist who sold. It was basically a compilation of like 5,000 NFTs that he made, and then he put them all into one. And apparently, they've already tokenized his NFT. So the people who bought it turned it into a token called B20. And so people can buy these tokens that supposedly represent that they own part of the most expensive NFT that's ever been sold. So that's pretty wild. And you can see here, Beeple is selling a tweet that says, holy fuck, from 2021, March, from like 4 days ago. And somebody has already offered $100 for this. So when we look at the NFT market, it's one of the clues, right? That crypto has gone completely nuts and that we might be near a top. And so we might be looking at a bear market soon. Like my Beanie Baby bear, except filled with the tears of hex haters, right? The reason Hexicans are excited about the bear market is because we get paid trustless interest. And those of us who have staked our coins the longest are earning the most APY, which could be 20 to 60% in some cases. And so when the rest of the crypto market realizes what they're missing out on in the bear market, when their coins are only going down, and sure, the USD price of Hex might fall, but we'll still be getting trustless interest. And then just like all other cryptos that have good technology behind them, good economics and tokenomics, then it'll go up again, right? And so we have this wealth transfer from the impatient to the patient, right? And so volatility, it's actually a good thing. It's something that allows those of us who are still accumulating to accumulate more. Let's see. How's it going, Bran? Good to see you. Nardo, how's it going? Good to see everybody in the chat. So we're just looking at this Beeple tweet. I don't think he's going to get $69 million for it, but maybe he will, you know? Not as elaborate as his last work. So what does it look like? So this is a website called v.cent.c, and it says buy and sell tweets autographed by their original creators. So we're going to go into my profile so you can see all the outlandish offers I've been making. So and none of you better front run me on this. Like, I'm showing you this with trust in mind. Like, so we got Jack Dorsey's tweet from December 8th, 2020, where he's saying a bunch of nonsense about, of course, Jack Dorsey is the founder of Twitter. He's reposting something from his other company, Square. And they're talking about how they're going to have Bitcoin clean energy, which isn't really a thing, but I decided to offer him $15 for it, and nobody's outbid me yet. And then, let's see. Yeah, I mean, I was just throwing around $10, $20 here and there. I offered to Elon Musk $9.63 to buy his tweet about x.com/x, because I've seen some really good Hex memes out there where people are pretending like whenever he talks about x.com, he's talking about hex.com. That's good stuff. And yeah, so on a lot of these, like I bid for President Obama's tweet where he said 4 more years. He's like hugging his wife, and it's like there's a lot of tweets out there, you know. You'll remember them from history because that's where you learned that he officially won and everything. You know, that was the awesome moment. But guess what? I didn't really want to pay $200 for his tweet. I just knew that somebody would outbid me, and then I'd be part of the bidding history. And then people would start looking at my Twitter if they ever cared about that tweet and the fact that it sold. And then they're going to learn about Hex. So I know it seems like pretty sly advertising, but I don't mind it. Here I offered Allin $3.69 for a tweet where he says, "Happy Thanksgiving!" ! And $20 for one where he says, "Unless you're on DMT." Not sure what he was replying to, but you can actually click on the tweet and it'll pull you through to Twitter and it'll take you to the thread. Okay, so the thread was, he said, "Law of thermodynamics, you can't win. Number 1. Number 2, you can't break even. And number 3, you can't stop playing. Unless you're on DMT." So, so there's a lot of free advertising you can get out of this, especially if you know you're going to get outbid by somebody. And, you know, but I wouldn't mind owning an Allin tweet for $5 or $10. It would be just like this Beanie Baby. It would be a joke. Because I bought it with Bitcoin, and people used to say, you know, Bitcoin is just like Beanie Babies. It's never going to go higher than $3,900, right? Bitcoin's going to zero. That's what they used to say. Well, guess what? Bitcoin's at 56,000 today, so you can buy a lot of Hex for that still. Yeah, so yeah, basically you just want to set. So I made these offers on Allin's tweets like right when he posted them. And so that's how I got to slide in and make like $1 offer is usually what the bidding starts at. And yeah, so you can find some outlandish stuff. This is, like we said, a sign that we're at the top of the market. Blow off top. Okay, now Beeple is selling a tweet that says that he'll give Elon Musk $69 million for his tweet that Elon is selling, the one that we looked at the beginning. I'm selling this song about NFTs as an NFT. So that's really clever that Beeple is saying that. And somebody's offering him $166 for his tweet. So how can we capitalize on this? Well, let's take a screenshot of what Beeple has here that's replying to Elon Musk, and then we can sell this one, right? Because that's what we're all here for, is to make money. Okay, so I've taken a screenshot of the NFT, the NFTweet that Beeple is selling of Elon's NFTweet. So we're getting really meta here, and that's okay. So we're gonna run over to Twitter here. Let me see. You guys are saying the Hex price is going up while I'm doing this stream? I knew it. I knew this would be good for Hex. Oh, okay. So people are asking like what happens if you get outbid. So you do have to pay gas whenever. So I did this whenever gas was low. So I was paying $5 or $10 in gas to like become part of the record. Free advertising. Nothing's really free, right? And so that's something to keep in mind. But then they refund you if you get outbid, and it doesn't cost any gas to get it back. So it just shows back up in your wallet. That's kind of cool. So they must do some sort of like sweeping or like reversing of the chain. We'll have to find out more about that because that's hey, what's going on, Whales Only? You guys, if Whales Only says that it's pumping because of this stream, then we know it is because of this stream. So let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to create a tweet, and then I'm going to put the image, the screenshot that I just took, into that tweet. Oh, you know what? In order to make it show up well, I'm going to have to resize the image. Let's see here. No more hex under a penny? Well, we don't know. We don't know if it, because the liquidity is still low, remember. So it's, you know, hex tends to leave people behind eventually, but we don't know if this is the moment or not. So, all right, I'm sure everybody wants to hear, if you're just getting off work, you want to hear the update about what's happening with one of the biggest hex stakes to ever come out in history. The one that we think could be linked to Three Arrows Capital. I can pull it up here on the Chainalysis and we can take a look at it. Because something just happened an hour or two ago that I think you'll want to talk about. So if you're not familiar with etherscan.io, then you can just leave. Because I'm really surprised. On my YouTube channel, it's like all dolphins and whales watching, honestly. I did one of those surveys and it was like, yep, squids, dolphins, bunch of, well, that's because we cover advanced topics, right? So I'll copy this into the chat. Okay, so that's the address that you want to go to look at the biggest stake that came out today. Now, we think this might belong to Three Arrows Capital, and I was just rewatching some of their interviews to see kind of what their psychology is, and it's nothing that Silver the Antidote hasn't already reported on. Hey, how's it going, Kevin? I was watching your stream earlier this morning, and yeah, you got a good group there with Hex Asians. Very nice. I know we've all been streaming and trying to figure out like what the news is going to be with everything that just happened here a few moments ago. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Here we go. Okay, so they ended their stake 8.5 hours ago, right? And we're waiting here. We've got another hour and 5 minutes until their 1 billion hex restake goes through. Now, they did this just an hour and 53 minutes ago, where they are staking 1 billion hex for 10 years. And so that's the big news, people. And I just want to give a shout out to Three Arrows Capital, the guys over there. I am willing to sell any of my tweets for the remaining 1.2 billion hex that you have in your wallet. everybody in the community is on edge, wanting to know what you're going to do with that 1.2 billion that's still sitting in your wallet. Well, let me just give you the option. You could buy one of my tweets. I'm sure anybody here in the chat would also be willing to sell, but the starting bid is going to be 1.2 billion hex. So if you're in the chat, why don't you just go ahead and back me up here and confirm that you would. So you could say if you would be willing to sell any of your tweets for 1.2 billion hex. And you could also say if you would not, and why. I really want to find out what everybody, how much your tweet's worth. Yeah, Mick, same here. Yeah. Wolf is willing to sell. Reggie's willing to sell his tweets. Bran, for a certain price. Children of the Grave, okay. Some people have their bathwater listed at that price. Good point. It's a popular price point these days. Show me the money. I'll take any hex. Be careful when a hexy mofo. Don't sell your tweets short. Piston, yep. You'll take the offer. Okay. So I just want the Three Arrows Capital to know how many people here they can choose from. You know, we might even combine all of our tweets, right? And give them a really good deal. One hexy mofo is willing to make more tweets in order to capture the value there, right? Because if we don't get Three Arrows Capital to spend 1.2 billion hex on our tweets, then we might be concerned that they're going to dump that hex on the market. But as Silver the Antidote and others have pointed out, we've been expecting a double bluff from them all along. And so what that means is we expect them to do the kind of behavior, right? Because they already have such long stakes in the game. There's no way that they would want to FUD the price down forever, or that they would want to destroy the project. And so with low liquidity, they can't sell. But if they want to mess with your head, and if they want to shake you out of your position, they'll be selling their coins, freaking you out. Then some people will sell. Then Three Arrows Capital will buy your coins and their coins back at a discount, right? And that's how greedy some of these people are. That they'll play whale games, right? These are whale games that we're talking about. Bit Finesse, I'm glad you showed up. If Elon wants my money, I'll buy new flamethrowers. He can keep the non-fungible tweets. Yes. Well, you may have seen the thumbnail I had there where I had actually bid on the flamethrower tweet. Now I will be forever commemorated in the bidding history. He really did sell those. Elon's a wild guy. Children in the Grave has an extra kidney for sale as well. Yeah, hedge funds have strong hands. They also have like AI and bots that can like trade faster than you can. And yeah, so the funny thing is going to be if they think they're real smooth, but then all the people in Hex just have all this dry powder on hand ready to go. Because I know you guys do. I mean, everybody says it all the time. When asked, I watched so many hours of streams coming up to this moment, and that's what everybody basically was saying, is like praying that they would dump the price because y'all want to buy in at a cheaper price. Like, that's how awesome Hex is that people are out here celebrating whenever the price goes down, right? And again, that's part of the reverse psychology of where we're at, right? In Hex, the people who are the leaders, the people who are still filling their bags. I mean, you know, just like those people were whenever Bitcoin came out, right? And some people knew how good it was. You know, Richard kept filling up his bag at $30, and then the price dropped 90%. He kept filling up his bag, right? Let's see. Will tweet for Hex. Anyone know of a way to sell a few hundred? Without getting slaughtered in fees? No, I don't know how to sell. We don't speak of that coin. One Hexy Mofo is in the market for Children of the Grave's extra kidney and is asking what blood type. Important stuff. Let's see. They want 100 in network fees? Yeah, that's why we don't mess around with like scam projects that try to copy Hex. And yeah. How much Hex can you get for that Hollywood hair of yours, Maddie? Well, let's find out, you know. You guys didn't know this was going to turn into an auction, did you? 1inch has some nice, 1inch has some nice order options. So Crypto Learner is giving you advice there about how not to get slaughtered with fees. The key man. Voldemort's coin. That's correct. Yeah, that's how it's known. One T-share is $182 now. Pretty nice. Wow. So this is the other thing that I really like about Hex being math-based. There were people out there saying that this was going to pump the T-share price in Hex by 5 or 10%, right? And then there were people out there that were saying that that's not true. Well, guess who did their homework and guess who's right? It's the people who said that it wasn't going to change the rate very much, if at all. And I think that they're correct. But I don't know if we'll know that. We should know that by now, right? Because they ended the stake. So the T-share price hasn't gone up very much, if at all. I would say less than 1%. So, yep. And that's another point I'm making about the encapsulated T-shares, right? The tradable Hex stakes. Kareem and I, you know, we get on, we debate. We both have good points. Some people agree with him. Some people agree with me. But at the end of the day, we're going to get on the Rospin test network and we're going to see how it works in reality. Then we'll see who's right, because the code doesn't lie. Unless it's a code that hasn't been audited, and then it might lie. I think we'll fork. Yeah, I haven't spoken about that yet. Reggie, you're bidding $9.99 for my hair. I'm honored. Thank you. How are Hex copycat scams? Well, yeah, that's a good question. I would say just because of like specifically how these people went about tricking people in Hex into thinking that the project was doomed and spreading misinformation. Like, I know one of them really fudded some people out, like, and now those people had to buy Hex when it was much more expensive, right? So that's what I would say is like probably one of the definitions of a scam, is whenever somebody lies in order, you know, to take money from other people. I mean, in Hex, we don't have to lie. It's pretty nice. But good question, you know. I don't mind being challenged on here. As of tonight, we'll know for sure, but it's only gone up 6 hex from yesterday. Okay, thanks, Wales. Yeah, that's I thought it was very close. Right, and that's because there have been other inputs into the system to ratchet up the share price already that have seen a higher ROI than this 1 billion stake, because it's not the actual absolute value of the profit that ratchets up the system. Otherwise, after the big payday, right, it would have gone up and then would never go up again, right? And so actually the way that Richard described the system initially was incorrect, and he corrected himself on that after Dev Kyle and everybody else, you know, explained how they had to deal with that issue of how to ratchet up the share price. And if you want to learn more about the Hex contract, I link to it at allmylinks.com/allin. You can find the layman's guide there as well. So I've tried to put together all the good resources there for you. I don't have a listing for my own tweet sales yet, but we'll get that up there too. I have no expectations. I just want solutions for world problems. Hell yeah, crypto learner. Hector the Protector, how's it going? Do your own research. That's excellent advice. It's just doing the same thing. I mean, you know, we could debate about what's a scam and what's not. I think, you know, people in Hex are used to hearing all kinds of like nonsense. So, 1 Hexy Mofo sold. Okay. And luxurious hair, of course. Yep. Only the finest for my viewers. Does it go up 1% a day, even close? T-shares? Well, let's see. I don't think so. Again, it's a dynamic system, so we can't predict what future people are going to do, right? But we know that it started off at 10,000 hex per T-share, and now it's at 1,700. So that's an increase of 70% in about 1.2 years or however long it's been. So, but again, remember it's modeling compound interest. So it's, as Wales shows in the Quant Gang stream that we do on Tuesday nights, you know, the slope, it goes up and it gets slopier. I'm going to definitely tweet that word later and sell it, because I think I just came up with slopier. Trademark. Maddie Allin. Let's see. I do think Hex will always be the best, though. I mean, that's good good rationale there. Make the screen share bigger? Yeah, totally. I hate it when the screen share is too small. So happy to oblige here. So this is the share price really in the short term, right? Because if we look at doing a Quattro Cinco, it's really going to cost us like about 5,700 hex to get 1.002 T-shares, right? And so that's the number I go by. That's what I pay for a T-share, because I want my money printer to have the most longevity possible, right? Because it's going to be paying me at a higher rate than somebody else who buys in later. You know, let's say this billion hex that is about to tick over to the next day, right? That then it'll get locked in because right now the person who got the 2.2 billion hex out, and then they took 1 billion and staked it for 10 years. We have to wait for that stake to register with the system, right? Whenever UTC time turns over. But whenever theirs comes out, right, then the share price will be much, much higher than in 10 years. So it would have been smarter for them to have it go for 15 years and not have to buy back into the system at a much higher price, right? Because what I don't have to explain this to APE because he's the one who did the presentation at the first Hex conference that really helped people understand in a visual way exactly what's going to happen with this compound interest situation. Because as you guys know, the majority of the gains in compound interest are earned at the end. In the beginning, stuff doesn't separate as much. But that's why when we talk about Hex and talk about staking long, it's actually kind of a psychological trap. The way that this is set up, because this shows you that you don't get any more bonuses after 10 years, right? And so that's kind of sneaky, but I don't mind that it's set up this way because then people are going to come in and they're going to think they're so smart only staking for 10 years. And I mean, I don't think anybody's going to be complaining in 10 years because they're going to have so many mad gains. But I think humans are just kind of, creatures of habit, and that's the one thing you can't change is the past, and you can't make time go any faster or slower. And so when you're making these decisions, it is going to affect your future self. Just as sure as compound interest is the ninth wonder of the world, is just as sure that it might not seem like a big difference now. 11 years versus 12 years. But think about, you're surviving a whole nother year where everybody else did not, getting that old rate. Your money printer is the best there ever was, right? And so, staking the longest is not right for everybody. And you got to live with whatever decisions you've already made. I know I do, right? And all you can do really is to adjust your behavior as you go, to learn from the system, and to thank God that we have something in crypto like this, right? That is so undervalued, that is so useful because it literally monetizes the time value of money. The reason why money has value is because it's a shared belief, and because people hold it, they hold their economic energy inside of it. The longer the economic energy is kept in whatever monetary unit is being used, the greater that system is, right? And so it's funny because I've been listening, of course, to lots of different podcasts and stuff. And I hear Michael Saylor and I hear Simon Dixon. I mean, they're not really saying anything new. And it's almost like, I don't know if I've just gotten smarter listening to people in Hex who literally know everything about economics. Or if these other guys are just kind of falling off, their game because it already happened. Their dreams came true. They sold all their Bitcoin, to institutions, or that's the only people who can afford it now. And, I'm not going to talk too much shit about Bitcoin because, hey, I'm not going to FUD my little bag of Bitcoin I still got, right? But we'll see. We'll see in the end, what happens to Bitcoin and what happens to Hex. But I just, we got to appreciate that people don't understand Hex. That's good for us now. And I don't think you heard it here first, but you've heard it here most recently. So thank you, APE, for the groundbreaking work that you did at the conference as a part of your keynote. Everybody should go back and watch the first day of the Hex conference, the last hour. That was the presentation that showed everybody the way, right? Let's see. Let me catch up with all these awesome comments here. Okay. Add to the nonsense. Boom. Slopier, not sloppier. I'm not sure how to spell it. There might be some overlap in the spelling. Slopier NFT incoming. Correct. Let's see. St. Patty's Day coming up. Oh, yo, St. Patty's Day. Yo, MetaMask, get on it. Release your coin on St. Patrick's Day. I've been searching for a holiday to give you permission to do your big airdrop. I got my bags packed. I'm going to a different solar system. And all I need from you is a hefty airdrop that is very inclusive, even if, people didn't use different seed words. You guys have heard my opinion on that, all the episodes that I've done. But MetaMask, get on it. St. Patrick's Day, what is that, Wednesday? St. Patrick's Day. Wednesday, all right? Ooh, I can't wait. I literally can't wait to wake up on Wednesday. And I got that message from Richard Hart, on Hex News or Richard's calls or whatever it is, right? And he's like, hey, guess what? MetaMask did an airdrop. Everybody in Hex is richer than they already were whenever Hex has pumped harder than any other asset in 2020. Like, surprise. Here's more free money. Doesn't make any sense. Let's see. Oh, yes. AJ Create. 10 years is short-term thinking. Well put. Let's try it again. Somebody minted almost 10 million USD worth of Hex and paid $132. This should be on the bus. Aping in Brissology. Welcome to the shit show, man. Like, we're out here. Right before I went live, somebody bid $150,000 on Elon's latest tweet. Yo, must be nice to be Elon commanding that kind of a premium for his tweets. I feel like somebody's going to get in trouble if any of them actually accept any of these offers, even if they... Elon got, like, people say they're coming for him with the whole SEC stuff, but of course I don't believe that. I got lots of conspiracy theories about Elon and the SEC, but I know that Elon's been making people a lot of money. It's almost like he's pretending to be Richard Hart. He just needs to get a throne. Like, Elon, if you're watching, I got a guy. His name's Richard, and he can teach you what kind of thrones to get and how to live stream like a billionaire pro. Put this on Xvids as crypto JOI. Yo. All right. Now people are in the chat. The chat just got productive, y'all. Like, this is good content. So we're going to need more suggestions like this, people. Mitch Ray just mentioned how Hex is doing so good compared to the rest of the crypto market without being prompted. Yeah. Oh my gosh. We're all about to have some mixed feelings whenever everybody tries to get on the Hex bandwagon. Yeah, you used to listen to them? Yeah. I mean, they know some things, just They were just really bad interviews recent. They were just really bad. Like Simon Dixon, first of all, it's not cute to like be struggling live streaming when you have a huge audience, right? Like, you know, if you have in between 1 and 100 people watching, or you have like less than 1,000 or 5,000 subs, like anything goes. But if you literally have hired a team, like Andreas and Simon, both, they're like fumbling around like, yo, I thought you were here to tell me about a technology coin called Bitcoin, like a new technology, and I'm supposed to learn from you because you know it best. You can't even do a live stream. Like, you can't even share your screen. Like, I'm calling foul. Like, I don't buy it. I don't buy it for a minute. There's something doesn't add up in that situation. All right. Sometimes I go pretty hard on these guys. They have taught me a lot about economics and Bitcoin. So, you know, I just want what's best for the space. And, you know, I'm no saint. I've had my moments where I was like, oh, how do I pull up the screen? But like, yo, come on. I mean, they've been doing this for years. I don't get it. I don't get it. Slopier is the 10th wonder of the world. Yo, Slopier gang. Longer pays Slopier. Let's see. Staking Quattro Cinco is the 10th wonder of the world. Yes. See, this is how the chat gets productive here. One of the trading analysts focusing on reversal pattern. Interesting. Yeah. I don't know very much about charting, but it seems like a bunch of charting people are really interested in Hex these days. So, good to see everybody. Let's see. You're here, Lazar Hex. Got a question? Bring it up. Would you be willing to host a fund that we could do to pay into Kevin O'Leary Cameo? Wishing RH a happy birthday, congratulating him on a successful launch. I've spent like thousands of dollars on Hex cameos, and I just like message me. I got some ideas of like some people who would be cheaper, and like, I don't know. Like, there's other people out there talking about buying a Kevin O'Leary. Like, yo, I can get these people to say what we want. Probably. I mean, so far so good. You saw Lindsay Lohan. You saw the 55th president of Mexico. You saw Kevin from The Office. You saw Hodor, Flava Flav. Am I missing anybody? I think there were a couple others. Like, that's, you know, it's a fine line though, because they'll want, if they're charging $300, they'll want triple or more to do an endorsement of something. And anyway, minted a Maddie. What's up, Mitchell? We minted a Mitchell. That's for sure. I have no idea where the price will go with this whale staking billions today. Do I have an idea? Yeah, I think this is false hope. I think 1 billion is going to get staked for 10 years in like 35 minutes. I think that one's going to go through. And then I think all mayhem will like break loose. I think that the other 1.2 billion that's sitting in the wallet that we looked at earlier, I do not think that they're going to spend that on my tweets, which they should. I mean, come on. But I think they'll start dumping on the market, like maybe a million a day or $1 million an hour, because they can just buy it back up when everybody freaks out and starts selling. And then, you know what? Mix my Hex. Then we're going to find out who the true believers are, and we're going to find out the value of having your Hex locked whenever whenever Hex goes down really low, and then it goes really, 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 really high. I made an Allin NFT the other night, but I have no idea how to sell it. Yeah, I don't know what happened to mine. I think maybe it's just like on my other wallet, but I definitely made one. All you have to do is go to v.cent.co. And there's a share button there, people. Whenever you make the bid, like if you're bidding on something for $1 because you're the first one to see it, and you know somebody's gonna outbid you, so you're like, oh, I could pay this little $10 gas fee to like get some exposure, because then you're in the bidding history forever and ever. Whenever the transaction goes through, hopefully it does without paying too much gas. You know, I like to manually adjust my gas down a little bit. But you get it to go through, and then at that moment, if you don't leave the screen, there's a chance to share. On Twitter, you could share that you're making this offer. And so it'll go to the thread on Twitter, and then you'll get more exposure that way as well. Like, and if that's what you're paying for, that's what you want. But if you leave that screen, there's no going back to it. So, get on it, Bristology. You know, we need enough NFTweets to get enough to buy 1.2 billion hex. So I don't care if we have to get ETH first or if we could do a direct transaction. I got my people reaching out to your people as we speak. Hey, what's going on, Hex Finest? Tip for Hexicans, I've been using Changely to buy Hex. You don't have to pay gas fees. It's also fast and easy. Check it out. Right on. Cool. Thank you, David. We're going to have to cut this stream short, causing too much of a price pump. Oh, you know, Wales, he likes buying Hex cheaper, guys. So, you know, somebody needs to start selling soon. Let's see. Hexmac, what's going on? Let's see. I think O'Leary loves interest. Maybe FOMO in. And then hype his bags if he knew about Hex. How's he going to buy in, though, without pushing the price against himself? That's why we like keeping old whales out. Or whatever. I mean, like, I'm just one dude, you know? Like, I'm just one dude who hates Anthony Pompliano, okay? Like, you're going to do a show about Bitcoin and then trick people into sending their private keys to an exchange to get some petty little interest. Not your keys, not your crypto, bro. Don't make me say it again. I hope I run into him at a Bitcoin conference. It's gonna be more obscene than when Richard ran into fake Toshi at a Bitcoin conference. Like, I guarantee it. And then Bitfinesse is going to, you know, punch some people in the face from Coinbase. So that's cool. I mean, I'm selling tickets. Like, all your super chats, you know, you thought they were donations. Well, the joke's on you because you just bought a ticket to the Bitfinesse beatdown show featuring Brian Week Strong or Arm Week or whatever his name is. Okay. How much Hex Changely has liquid? I'm not sure. Have you bought your bags, whales? Yes. There's plenty, you know, there's plenty of time to buy Hex until there's not plenty of time, you know? And so what I did, I dollar cost average. And, you know, that's one way to do it. Other people have their own strategies. I'm not the gas master, but listen, when you make as many MetaMask wallets as I do, you learn real quick to mind your P's and Q's when it comes to paying a little bit less gas. I want to dump so many coins, but it's the gas fees. I know. Well, get in there at night when it's down to 130 or 100, somewhere in there. Yeah, I said MetaMask. Every time the MetaMask people, every time I know they're watching, I try to tell them what to do. And, but it's you guys who just gave me the idea to command. It's a financial command for the developers at MetaMask to give us our mask coins on Wednesday for St. Patrick's Day. Cause it's green, green day. I was thinking about it the other day. No, I was thinking about it today. Like, how tight of a lid do you have to have when you're creating an airdrop? Because let's say you pay some developers to program the airdrop. How much are you going to pay them so that they won't just go home and say that they're working on your shit and then they're just creating wallets to get free money? I really want somebody to go interview the companies that have already done this. I mean, I'm sure all it's going to be is corruption, right? At the end of the day, they don't even have to create wallets. They could just keep some of the tokens for themselves, right? Put in the fine print. That's fine. But I just think it's really interesting, how tight of a lid you'd have to keep. And so when we talk about 1-inch devs lying to people right before they did their big airdrop, both of them, right? And they were telling people, we're not going to do one. We're not going to do one. We're not going to do one. And then they did one, right? So either they didn't know or you have to lie. It has to be a surprise. If it's not a surprise, then the tokens don't get distributed more fairly than they would otherwise. You don't want too many of me and Motley coming around, because if you're giving out free money, we'll get in line way more times than just once. That's a ride that we will ride to Saturn, because Saturn is a hexagonal planet. Let's see. 5-minute candle pumping. I'm not sure what that is, but it sounds exciting. 100% agree with something I said. Hopefully not everything. If you're going to hate constructively and make sure I get to drink your tears. Because I'm thirsty. I'm at the point where my last YouTube video, somebody posted a bunch of obscene, hateful stuff, and I just left it up. I was like, if I hurt your feelings about Bitcoin that much, I must be doing something right. Everybody was kung fu fighting. I'm not sure how we got on that topic, but I just got demonetized because of my awesome karaoke. Thank you. I'll bring the bail money. Yeah, we're going to need some bail money. We're going to need somebody to sell Hex for USD at some point, just to get the bail money for when we go to a real conference. I agree with the comments about Pomp. Middlemen who ruin Bitcoin get no sympathy from me. I mean, and I'll still I end up still watching some of these people, right? Because I want to know what other lies they're spinning, It makes for good content when you know what the puppets and the puppet masters are saying. It's not everybody knows they're at a puppet show, but I don't see any strings on me. Yo, half the time I get on here and I tell people, like, you better sell your hex, like financial command, not financial advice, because I need to buy some cheap hex. Other times I say, don't sell your hex because we're going to the moon, right? So you're not going to get a straight answer from me, but if that just also shows you, I'm not having too many strings, if I contradict myself. And that's different than double speak, right? Like double speak is whenever you say two things just so you can get two audiences to agree with you, and then people just black out the thing that they didn't agree with. And they're like, oh yeah, but that's how politics works, right? Bitfinesse keeps the teeth of middlemen on a chain around his neck, clinks them together like the dude from the Warriors. I thought his chain looked pretty dental. Could sell those for Dentacoins. If you'd like to chat between these chats, there's a link to the Hex Whales chat. There's a Hex Whales chat? Yo, hook me up. We need your wrestler buddy involved. Yo, if you didn't catch it the other day, I got some mixed feedback. Some people loved it, and some people loved it way more. And I'm talking about the Zicky Dice interview that I did on Saturday. So it was short and sweet and to the point. And I don't know. I mean, it's not anything you haven't heard. But, I mean, I'm not sure what happened on screen. Because often I don't know what's I can't tell you what's happening right now. But I can tell you when I got into the green screen with Zicky, he was like, yo, how can I buy more? He's like, I want more hex. Because Hexologist gifted him $50 worth of hex. I gifted him $50 worth of hex, right? And sure enough, I mean, he wants to make commercials about it. Like he's like low key, no expectations. But I'm just saying, like, all I did was tell him a bunch of true stuff, and now he's in. So speak the truth, and you'll get pro wrestlers in your coin. There's a bit of advice to all you coins out there that don't have anything good going on. How many coins have Zicky Dice, right? It's only hex here. Let's see. I'd buy a hex shirt, but F that. I only have money for regular hex. There you go. When meta coin. Yeah. I mean, they're probably going to call it mask, but they're also probably going to call it meta. I don't know. That's a debate. That's a debate I'm willing to have. Do I have I've thought about this because I'm pretty sure the people at MetaMask, they follow me and they listen to my every word. I'm talking like NSA style. I mean, I can't say a word around here without those people listening in. And I know they're holding their breath, waiting to hear what I want them to name their token, but the jury's still out on that one. It's going to cost me $12 to make my rare Allin NFT. Yo, how rare is it? Is it a one of one? Is it legendary? Like, get it. Oh man, I'm falling behind, and it's time for the Hexologist, y'all. So like, I will read these. I will read all these comments as I do when I get off the stream. And yo, all I see is like 90 or 100 people, like, banging their hands against the table, cheering for the Hexologist. I'm just the warm-up show, people. So if you enjoyed this stream, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the resubscribe, hit the like button again, and then hit it again after that. Just make sure it's an odd number of times that you hit it. And we'll be doing real well to get the word out about how to sell your tweets for Hex. We're trying to raise 1.2 billion Hex worth of tweets. so that we won't have to think twice about whether this Three Arrows Capital is going to try to FUD us or not. We know they're going to try to FUD us. We know they're trying to fill up their bags. And so, get ready to buy some cheap hex, people. I know you're already ready. So what else is there to say? Stick around here. I'm going to drop the link to Hexo. Twitch.tv/thehexologist. I will be going live, everybody, tomorrow for Quant Gang. And, that's so much fun. You guys got to check it out. I know we got thousands of viewers out there for that stream. Then on Thursday, Hex Therapy Live is going to be talking about anger management, and you're going to need it. I'm not sure why, but I'm just going to say, it is the greatest thumbnail I've ever created. So quit running around, punching people in their feels. Well, Johnny, I don't know what to do. I'm just one guy. Let me see. So I'm going to go ahead and do the official raid. So you guys can stick around on Twitch if you're on my channel. And then you will raid with me to the Hexologist. /raid the Hexologist. And he's live. I'm going to play my outro. Thanks, everybody. You've been great. Stake wisely, my friends.